What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. CDK, and this is Sports Talk Network. Y'all know how we do, and we don't play, man. I got a special guest in the building today, man. Listen, I told my guy D Free. He told me he knew you. I told him I was a big fan of yours. He told me he could make it happen. I
Yes,
told
sir.
Free, you can't make this happen, man. This is Mr. Darnell Boone, man. It's an honor and pleasure to have you here. How you doing today, good brother?
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's an honor to be here, man.
Man, thank you, man. Like I really, studied a lot of your career and watch you fight. You know what I'm saying? Roy Jones once said you had hands of bricks, and anybody that fought you, man, knew what it felt like to be hit with a brick. So that's a big man. You know what I'm saying? That's really coming from Roy Jones. That's saying a lot. But going back to the beginning
Right,
of your
right.
career, yeah, and how it started. Your career started, man. I guess if this is correct, you took your brother to the gym, and the first person you ever sparred was Kelly Papley.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling my little brother. We didn't even know he was actually fighting. You know what I'm saying? He was fighting maybe like a few months before we even found out that he was even. He had a couple fights. I think he had like one or two. And he came to the house and he was crying that wouldn't nobody take him to practice. By me being in the street, I knew where all the football teams and stuff was at. You know what I'm saying? Where they practice. And he like, nah, I box. I'm like, you box? He like, yeah. But I'm joking with him and all that, you know what I'm saying? I said, you know what, I want to see what you got, man. I'm gonna take you. I said, where's the gym at? He was like,
Yeah.
he was up around the corner. But I used to ride past this building all the time, and I used to see dudes jump roping out there, but I never knew it was a boxing gym.
Wow. And just so did your brother? How far did your brother go as far as how long did he continue boxing?
He retired at like 6-1. When I turned pro, he quit.
Oh, so when you turned bro, your brother gave it up.
Yeah,
How did that
yeah.
first sparring match? Let me ask you this: how did that first sparring match with Kelly Patrick go?
I mean, he was whooping me, bro. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? I never controlled fight before, so I'm just in there doing what I do. You know what I'm saying, from the streets. So I mean, I'm
yeah.
landing my shots, and even then, I didn't know I was as strong as I am. You know what I mean? So I'm landing my shots, but he more control. I'm talking about he landed some bombs. And when we got done, the bell rung. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a big hug. He was like, "Man, you got a lot of heart." He was like, "Man, you'll do good in this sport." And the trainer that was the trainer at the time, he like, "You coming back tomorrow?" I look at the ring for a little bit. I look at the trainer. I look outside for a while. I look back at the trainer. Look at the ring. It was like, "Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow."
Man, I know that. Hey, and that's the thing about boxing, man. Once you get in there and get boxing fever, man, it's an easy sport to fall in love with. And I know the first big fight, you know what I'm saying, a big name. I'm gonna say, I think it was Andre Ward, and you took that fight on 1 week's notice. I think Andre Ward was 6-0 at the time, and you the
Right?
first person to knock Andre Ward down. I think you knock him down twice in that fight or just
No,
once?
just one.
Okay. Out of all the guys you fought, where would you rank Andre Ward as far as being, he's a Hall of Fame and stuff? Where would you rank him?
Um, in the top 10, I'll put him at like 7 or 8.
Oh, you
I
talking about
mean,
the guys you fought?
he ended up being like greater later. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, the guy that I was fighting at the time, he wasn't the best one out of all of them.
Right, definitely. And you said that Andre Ward, basically, you felt like back then he really had people pushing him. He had the machine behind him, which everybody know what the machine is. So you think they were really pushing him when you fought him? You think that was had a lot to do with it?
Yeah. Well, when I fought him, you know what I'm saying, they called me a few months out for the fight. You know what I'm saying? So we getting ready. You know what I mean? And I wasn't living in Ohio. I was living in Atlanta. So I had to fly home. You know what I'm saying, to get ready for the fight. and they just disappeared. They lost contact. Nobody called. Nobody said nothing. So we didn't know if the fight was still gonna happen.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I kept training. Well, it was a good thing that my mom and all of them still stayed there. You know what I mean? So I was able to just stick around. You know what I mean? And I stayed in the gym. I stayed in the gym, but I wasn't training like I was getting ready for a fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then
But
they
you was
called
so
like,
you was in shape. You was in
yeah,
shape. My fault. You was in shape.
I was in shape, but I wasn't in the perfect shape I should have been in. Because when they lost contact, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, you know what I mean? Nobody said nothing. Nobody said nothing about the fight. And then the last 5 days they called like that Monday was like, yeah, we still want to fight.
Mm.
But it was good that I stayed in the gym though. You know what I'm saying? Because I still was in a little bit of shape that I was supposed to be in.
Right, right. That definitely helped. And Superman, Adonis Stevenson, somebody a lot of people know. Uh, you the first person to beat him. I think he was 13-0 when you fought him or faced him, and I believe you knocked him out in the second round. And I heard
Yeah.
you make a statement on him. You say he got better later as well. What do you recall about that fight?
Um, he was picking with me. Uh, I mean, even the commissioner from where we was fighting at, they even called me and tried to talk me out of the fight.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So now we get to where we gotta go for the fight. We you know what I'm saying? He picking with me all while I'm sitting in the lobby getting ready to go to the venue of the fight. I'm talking about he's looking at me laughing, him and his homeboys laughing, playing, you know what I'm saying? So when we get to the weigh-in, we weigh in and all that. Now we out to eat. Me and like the guys that you know what I'm saying that was around me. I knew the dude that ring that we was using up there. So he like boom. They say this guy's this big, strong dude, man, this, that, and the other. He like, so what you gonna do tomorrow? I said, I'm gonna knock him out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Mind you, he been picking with me up. I'm talking about he was coming into my dressing room on playing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So first round he come out because he knocked me down in the first round. Hit me dead smack in the forehead with a left hand, boom, knocked me down. And I didn't even have a corner. I took one of my best homeboys, shout out to Dre, and I picked up a cut man while I was there.
wow.
You know what I'm saying? The cut man didn't even charge me. You know what I'm saying? And he knocked me down. I cut the bell ring. I come back to the corner. I'm like, bro, he done knocked me down, bro. He said, no, he didn't, man. He pushed you. I said, nah, bro. He hit me dead square on my forehead, bro. Knocked me down.
Yeah,
So now he giving me my water or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We stand up. They say seconds out. We stand up. I look back to the corner because I'm still like unsure. There's like this cat to knock me down. You know what I mean? I look back at my homeboy, man, and he was like, bro, it never happened. Just like
yeah.
that. And I went out there and did my thing, man. It ended up stopping, buddy.
Yeah, man, and that's crazy. You said you put together your own corner, man. So you didn't have a cut man or anything. So how much of a notice did you have for that fight?
2 weeks.
2 weeks notice. So a
Yeah.
lot of those big fights and stuff you took on short weeks notice.
Yeah. My whole career been between 3 days and 2 weeks.
Man, that's crazy to think what you accomplished and then not having the real time to really just prepare for the fighters or whatever. Because that's big. And Kovaloff and I know also I'm gonna say Adonis Stevenson. You faced both of those guys. I know you also put Kovaloff on his backside in y'all very first fight. You know what I'm saying? Which do you feel like you won that first fight against Kovaloff? Because I know you lost a point in that fight. They took a point from
Yeah. Yeah. I actually dropped them 3 times. Could have been four,
you.
but they only counted one.
That's
And
crazy.
I and I got and I got the footage, but you know what I'm saying? I can't pull it off my I can't pull it off my messenger.
But you do have the footage of you knocking down Kovalov each
Yep,
time.
I got 5 of the 8 rounds.
5 of the 8 rounds, yeah. Because I think one of that fight is actually missing. That is a fight that I went back. They have the second fight, but I could not find the fight between you and Kovalov. The first one, I couldn't find it nowhere. I think a lot of people are talking about why that fight is not why it's so hard to find that fight. Why you think it is?
Bro, because he I actually exposed him then. You know what I'm saying? Up until Ward did it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I was turning Buddy everywhere but loose. Like I was manhandling him.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Kovalov and Adonis Stevenson, they never got the opportunity to fight each other. You face both of these guys. Do you think? How do you think? Adonis Stevenson did get better, as you said. How do you think that fight would have played out between those two individuals?
It depends on who could have made the other one respect the other's power.
That's a good question. Who had better power between those two guys?
More so Kovalev, he had a long ranging power. You know what I'm saying? From the outside. Uh Adonis had more of a thudding power. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't really have like crashing power. You know, he had more of push and punch power type. You know what I mean?
Right. I definitely know what you mean. And my brother Prize Fighter wants to know. He said, ask him when he dropped Ward, do he feel like there could have been a stoppage?
If it wasn't so much money behind him, it probably so because he fell on his face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's so much money pushing them, man. They weren't gonna let me upset the money pot like that. I'd have had to stop them.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I watched that last night, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought Ward was out. I mean, I thought he literally wasn't gonna be able to continue. You know what I'm saying?
They
I watched
actually,
it.
they actually delayed the count. You don't see it on the video, but they delayed the count when they gave because Michael Jordan and all them was there.
Yeah.
When they gave the decision, Michael Jordan dropped his head like this.
Dang.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I knew, you know what I'm saying, when I watched it, they wouldn't have kept that fight going for anybody but somebody they put money behind and they believe, you know what I'm saying, really wanted to be something. But yeah, that right there, really, in my honest opinion, not just saying it because you hear, I feel like that should have been Ward's first loss. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how he continued or whatever, but man, yeah, you had him out.
Yeah, he was gone, man.
Yeah, and then you also face somebody that he's still fighting right now. Somebody that I'm real big on, man. I think he's a great talent. I say his name wrong sometimes. Ezra Laura. What do you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about him?
yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about him as a fighter?
He wasn't as slick as he is now. Then he was like more of a come forward, backwards forward fighter. How they got me with that fight is the warm up, cool down in the back.
Oh, you said they done
Yeah.
what now? Say it again.
I said how they got me with that fight was the warm up, cool down in the back. So when the boom, get ready. Nah, we're gonna wait 5 minutes. Boom, get ready. Now we got another 15 minutes. Boom, get ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So by the time I get in the fight, my body gonna take more time to warm back up. That's why I
right,
wasn't really touching them too much until like the fourth, fifth, and sixth round. Because my body was still getting back warm from warming up in the back and having to cool down and warm up and cool down. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying. What that means right there. Out of you fought, man, at a time when everybody was, what I'm saying, you took on the tough challenges. Right now in boxing, because I heard you also say, I seen what you said, a lot of people are scared to lose their O, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, also somebody asked about Willie Monroe Jr. I know you faced Willie Monroe Jr. when he was 10-0 and you gave him his first loss. What do you think about him as a fighter?
He could fight. Same. He didn't have a lot of power, but his boxing skill was like next level. You know what I'm saying? Southpaw. He knew his range. He knew what he was doing in there. You know what I'm saying? With him, I more had to bully him because he was a mover. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
yeah,
And in that fight, I thought they was gonna rob me because they dropped one of the scorecards up under the ring.
they done what? They dropped one of the scorecards under the ring.
Yeah, yeah, they
Oh,
dropped one of the scorecards.
yeah,
And
that seemed like a robbery.
yeah, and then when the promoter jumped up on the ring, I said, "Y'all about to rob me, ain't y'all?" He said, "Nah, you won this one."
Man, Free in the building, man. Mr. D Free is in the building. What's good, my brother?
What's good? What's good? What's going on, champ?
What's going on with it, D?
Ain't nothing, man. I,
Go
I
ahead, Free.
see you. I ain't seen you. I ain't seen you on the screen in a while.
I've been chilling, bro. I'm actually training. I fight May 3rd in my hometown.
Okay,
Oh,
who you taking on May 3rd?
A dude named Zach Randolph.
that grand dog.
Right.
Yeah,
But we
he
know it.
11-3. He all right.
Yeah, we know it ain't the basketball player. That's why I was thinking about that when you said, yeah, when you
Right,
said that
right.
grand dog, man. Yeah, but so you think like out of all those guys you have faced, I mean, right now looking at them, which one would you favor as being the best or your toughest competition?
My best fight, believe it or not, man, and I always tell everybody this, was Anthony Thompson. He out of
Oh,
Philly.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He called himself the messenger. You know what I'm saying? It's just like put together. You know what I'm saying? He was another one. He didn't punch crazy hard, but his fundamentals was like next level.
Mm.
You know what
Man,
I'm
so
saying?
yeah, yeah. So did he leave a message?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, yeah, that
He
was
he he was
yeah.
putting that thrax on me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey man, you keeping it real. I respect that. I respect that right there. I can't do nothing but respect it, man. It happens. And you said this is something I heard you say, and whether this true or not, supposed to be a quote from you. You said that Triple G hit harder in 16-ounce gloves than Kovalov hit in 10-ounce gloves. Is that true?
Yeah, Triple G was strong, man. I don't know, but he would flip a 50-pound kettlebell like this,
Oh, yeah, he's
20
strong.
pounds on each hand, bro,
He's strong. Yeah, that's
and
crazy right there.
he do it
Man.
easy. Like he did, like, man. Listen, his forearms was this big, bro.
Mm. Yeah, I ain't never know. So that tells me for sure because we always debating and talking, and I had Bernie. I don't know if you know who Bernie is. He's Terrence Bud Crawford, one of his trainers, and I was talking about Canelo having a great chin, and you saying that Triple G had that type of power. That definitely answers that question for me.
Yeah, yeah. Like with him hitting Canelo flush like he was hitting him. Canelo definitely had to have a chin. Like he knocked the cat out in camp.
Man,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
that answers my question right there. I can run with that right there and feel good about Canelo's chin now. And free, you want to ask any questions? Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. Hey, who was the one guy that hit you and made you have to think twice about going back into the going back into the center of the ring with?
nobody really too much, man. Like all my hardest punchers was like my sparring.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Cause I sparred from heavyweight to 130 pounds. I sparred a little bit of everybody. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I had slick sparring partners. I had powerful sparring partners. I had people that had both boxing and punching power. So like all my strenuous stuff happened during sparring.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been to camp with Danny Green from Australia. I did camp with my little bro, Brad Solomon. You know what I'm saying? Where he was like real big at welterweight at one time. And I sparred with like Nikolai Furta and Kevin Johnson, cats like that. Like I sparred with these dudes. I sparred with punchers like Hector Camacho Jr. Like I sparred with these dudes.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So like getting in a fight and getting hit by them dudes like that, it really wasn't like no crazy nothing.
Mm. What was the one thing in your career that you say, "Dag, I wish I could have did it different"?
Trained and got fully ready.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Makes
saying?
sense.
Like if I
What
if
would
I if I could have had the same time as them, a lot of them would have losses and by knockout.
so you're not talking about a particular fight, you're just talking about overall.
Yeah, I'm talking about overall. If I could have had the same amount of time of training when like they they when they called me, it's like short notice.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
if I got my say if I even had 6 weeks, I beat them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? 5 weeks, I beat them. Because you
Right.
figure I'm basically beating them and going a distance with these dudes off for like 40-50% being in shape.
Wow.
It makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Who was your toughest sparring partner? As far as
My
somebody you said that.
my toughest sparring partner was Danny Green.
Danny Green.
Yeah, the one that knocked out Roy Jones.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know
Definitely
who
know
you're
who he
talking about. I
is.
know exactly who you're
Listen,
Definitely,
talking about.
definitely know who he is.
listen,
And one,
Buddy will punch you so hard, bro. Like he the hardest puncher I ever been in there with.
so he
And
punched
you
on
figure
Triple G.
harder than Triple G. Listen, and you figure when I go to camp with him, he already like 46, something like that. Was he like 46? Yeah, he was like 45, 46 at the time.
Mm.
Mm.
Moving and punching. I'm talking about, bro, he was punching hard, bro. And then like I had to alter my style because they was like, well, we're gonna see your style, and if it worked, we're gonna use it. I got the boxing around that thing, got the touching him up. They're like, no, 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 we don't need that type of style.
Yeah.
so, they, so they gave me a video where I had to mimic the dude that they was actually fighting.
Oh, okay.
You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? And then what I did was I mixed a little bit of my style with the dude that they had me mimicking. You know what I'm saying? And it actually worked. And then when I left out of camp, they was asking me, well, what you think Greeny gonna do, man? I said he gonna stop him within 5.
Mm.
Mind you,
And
because
was that
I have been watching this video while I was there. I was there for 5 weeks.
was
So I
that
have
for the
been
Roy
watching this
Jones
video
fight?
off and on, you know what I'm saying, while we're there. They're like, you sure? I said, bro, listen, y'all gonna be calling me yelling. Sure enough, 5th round.
Man. Hold on. So was he training for the Roy Jones fight? Who was he getting ready for then?
Nah, he was getting ready for a dude named Danny Santiago.
Danny
It was
Santiago.
it was like one of his comeback fights.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
they was worried about him being older and all that and going through camp and everything, you know what I mean? But he pulled it off, man.
man. Juan wants me to ask you about Edwin Rodriguez.
That one, I really don't really remember too much of that fight.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was like one of them fights where, you know what I'm saying, more so well, I was there, you know what I'm saying? One of my homeboys from back home was there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen him. He was training up there and stuff. So it was more like a family reunion with him. So it was more, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I was more,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, focused on that. I ain't seen my dude in a long time, and everybody at the fight. I met Boo Boo, Andre, and all them cats. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Go ahead, Free.
So how you feel about the new age fighters that's coming up right now? What's the guys that you're looking more closely? You got a close eye on.
Well, everybody looking at Bud. I was a Bud fan. Um, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, he nice. I actually like Garcia, Ryan.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as anybody else, it's just really those ones.
Have you watched Abdullah Mason? Have y'all had the opportunity to see him yet?
Well, I actually know them. Um,
Okay.
And because one of my little bros fought his brother in the amateurs, like so I know them and their dad.
Okay.
But
What what do you
he doing his thing too.
Yeah, he definitely doing his thing, man. Abdullah Mason. I think he's a great young talent. He has. I see a lot of potential in him. Few things that he needs to work on, but he looks good to me from what I've seen.
Yeah, yeah.
BVO's in the building. My brother BVO. This is Sports Talk Network. Uh, BVO. I don't know what he's gonna ask you, but it's my brother, so he's a good brother. Go ahead, BVO.
Hey, salute, brother. I thank you for coming to the show, man.
No doubt, man. It's good to see you on here too, man.
I want to ask you something that probably a lot of people don't ask you is, man. One thing I always hear about you, man, is about how nice and kind you are to people. I wonder, man, where does that come from? Because we seen you, you a killer in the ring, but everybody talk about how you a nice guy, you a stand up dude. Where does that come from?
Because I always felt that, you know what I'm saying, you can't shit on people coming up the ladder because you got to see them same people when you come down.
Mm,
You don't stay on top like the whole time. And it's always all about the fans. I don't care what's going on. It's always about the fans because they the ones that got us where we are or put us in position to be where we are. You know what I mean? So
And speak
when
and speaking of that, what would you say to a young man or woman who's trying to turn their life around, man? What would you say to somebody who's trying to change their life?
I would just say, man, stay humble. Uh, being cool, being calm, collect. You never know when you might need somebody. So
yeah.
always be cool and be kind to people, man. You know what I mean? Because you never know what happened, and everything always come back full circle.
Go ahead,
And,
BVO.
and speaking of that, man, I know you've been through ups and downs, especially in this game, boxing, man. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask you on Beyonce's internet, man. How did you come back from the lowest point of your life, man? Because we see you smiling and laughing now, but man, I read some of your stories, man. You've been through some stuff, man. How come you don't look like what you've been through, man?
We got it's the genes of my family, man. No, man, I got a great mother, man, and she instilled some stuff in me and my brother. You know what I'm saying? Just growing up, man. Like so now I got the outlook is that like the stuff you can control, you change it because you can change it, or you work on it to change it if you need to. The stuff you can't control, why even worry about it? Because it's gonna happen to you whether you like it or not. So why even stress about it?
Definitely that. That's
And,
nothing but
and I
the
and I
truth.
also asked you that you spoke about your mother, man. When you think about your mother, what was the greatest thing boxing was able to help you do for your mother?
Be proud of her son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
that's amazing, man. Because I think so many times we get caught up in you, the warrior, man. We don't get to know the man. So I got
Yeah,
just a few more questions, so bear with me, man.
yes sir, yes
So
sir.
Go ahead.
growing up, man, as a kid, in the 70s and 80s, what was it like when you was growing up, man? How was that?
Well, yeah, I was born in the '80s. Well, you know, I had a pretty decent childhood, man.
Youngstown.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I had a pretty decent childhood. You know what I'm saying. But I also went into the gang banging era and all that. You know what I mean. But I always stayed the same dude through everything. I never really had like no messed up mentality. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was doing all the stuff that I was doing, I was always a cool dude. I never really backdoor nobody. I never really, you know what I'm saying, step on nobody's toes. And I always stayed neutral in any situation, even when other cats was getting into it that I knew and two dudes was, you know what I'm saying, I never took a side. You know what I mean? So I always just stayed neutral in everything.
Mm.
Now, speaking of that, when you say stay neutral, that's like foreign. Us guys from the hood, you got to pick a side. It's hard to be Switzerland. So, how are we able to get that, man, to be neutral, man? I never even heard those words until I became an adult.
Yeah, listen, bro. It's either you gonna stay with the team or you because you didn't want to beef with me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's either you either rock with how I was rolling, or you know what I'm saying. We had it out. Most times, cats didn't want to have it out with me. bro. I was trekking in the street.
Man, I can feel you on that. That
I
I
like that.
understand that talk.
I like how you said that, champ.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I
Because
understand that talk right there.
it's so hard to be neutral, man. Because cats will make you pick a side. So
Yeah.
that's kind of dope to be able to say, hey, I was able not to do that, man. And just this be my last question, man. What would you say to your younger self? What would you say to yourself at 8 years old when you first wanted to box? What would you say to yourself now?
Well, I started late.
Yeah,
I didn't start boxing until I was like 23.
Oh
yeah,
wow, I didn't realize it was that. Oh, okay,
yeah.
I
Bro,
didn't know if it was maybe something that you was dreaming about and just didn't get a chance to do it.
no,
Kind of
bro.
came back to it.
I was taking somebody else to the gym when it happened, bro. I was 23, bro. I was still smoking and everything, bro.
Hmm. Yeah, that's amazing.
Listen, I'm about to mess you up with this one though too.
Hmm.
I only got 10 amateur fights.
I seen that. Yeah, I was gonna say I seen that.
And that's amazing, man. Because you fought some dudes I would have gladly ducked.
Hey, BBO, me too. Me, I was had to
Hey,
duck
and
some.
speaking of that, now we didn't talk about a lot of fight. I gotta ask you about the best young fighter in the game. I'm gonna ask you about two fighters. One of them was a undisputed champion, man. Two division champion. What you think about Devin Haney? And then the last one would be they got this guy out, man. They calling him the new Oscar De La Hoya, man. What do you think about Emiliano Vargas?
He calls him that.
I don't know nothing about them
Right.
because outside of me getting ready for my fights and stuff like that, only time I really watch boxing is like when my brother get the fights and stuff like that, or they happen to come over, you know what I'm saying, and my brother will get the fights and everybody go to his house and stuff like that. Other than that, I'm outside, bro. I be chilling. I chill with my kids.
Right.
It be I work. I even got a job. You know what I'm saying. So I'll be off on some other stuff. Now I do music. I'm starting to step into my acting career a little bit. So
Okay.
I be doing all type of other stuff outside of the boxing. So I don't really even know what be even going on until I read an article or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man. If you want to watch the future of boxing, man, turn on Emiliano Vargas, brother. That brother looks like
You,
Oscar in '97, man. That's what it reminds me of, a young Oscar De La Hoya, man.
hey,
Monster,
Darnell, you want the truth?
monster.
He fought about 10 cab drivers, and he's continuing that road. So
Oh yeah,
they know,
oh
man.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna give it to you raw. I'm gonna give it to you raw and uncut. I come from where you come from. He fought
Right.
about 10 cab drivers, and he's gonna continue to fight cab drivers. His daddy was, Fernando. I know you know who Fernando Vargas is.
Yeah.
Fernando Vargas. His dad is Fernando Vargas, so he's getting that what you call that Andre Ward push. They
Yeah.
trying to give him
Yeah.
that. He's trying to give him that, but he don't have Andre Ward talent. Let's put
Right.
it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the push might not be good.
Yes,
That's all
sir.
I'm
Yes,
saying.
sir.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I saw on your timeline that you was getting into to acting. How did that come about?
Well, I got a couple homeboys that's in the city that's got into filming, and they're film producers.
Mm,
But they always keep me in the mix, whether it's a cameo in the movie or a speaking part or whatever. They always put me in there. And
okay.
shout out to them for that, man. Drew Scott, Miranda's Burger, and Quad Daniels, man, and Dave Walker, man. They always just make sure that I'm in the people's eyes. You know what I mean?
Do they got what they where they do they got something on Tubi or something?
Yeah, they got Quad got something on
That's
Tubi
what I'm
right
talking about.
now.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, Quad got something on Tubi right now. It's called Body Bag Ohio, and he got another one called The Refractor. That's on Tubi. Drew Scott, he got one on Tubi. Well, it's coming to Tubi. That one is with Jamal Willard.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
my homeboy Clarence McLean, man, he's a boxing podcaster. He's on Tubi, man. So I know what you mean. That's a big deal, man.
Hey,
But let me ask you this
hey,
real quick.
Bo.
I gotta ask you this, man, because I don't want to forget this, man. Now, what is the greatest part about being a father to you, man?
the greatest part of being a father to me is that my kids can come and talk to me about anything and they ain't afraid to. And I got older daughters. My daughters is 25 and 22, and for them to come to me with any problem and be comfortable with talking to me about whatever problem that they got, man. That make me, you know what I'm saying, feel like I did something good.
And just the last question of the evening was, I'm not sure if you're familiar. I know you said you kind of do your own thing, but there was a great basketball player who ran into a situation. A lot of this is alleged, but he had a baby with a woman who he didn't want to have a baby with, right?
Yeah.
And he offered to pay child support up front, the full 18 years, and he wanted nothing to do with the child, allegedly. What do you think about hearing that kind of mindset out there now, where you hear a young athlete saying, "Hey, I don't want the baby, take the baby away from me"? What do you think about that kind of mindset? Because that they didn't have that in the '90s, early 2000s.
Well, I mean, you laid down and had it. I mean, take care of your responsibility. That's like you do the crime, you do the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then with me being a good father, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's kind of a slap in the face with me. You know what I mean? Cause
Mm.
like, bruh, like for real, I couldn't imagine having my kids and just walking away from them like that.
Respect.
I
Yeah,
think the
I
mother,
feel
I
so.
think the mother kind of set him up. I don't think he knew her that well, and she kind of set him up. So that's kind of thing. That's why he was a little bit upset.
I feel like you down there when it comes to that. I can't imagine walking away from my kids, no matter who I lay down with. At the end, them still my children. You know what I'm saying? I respect what you said on that. I can't do it. I don't care who it's with. I can't do that. It's hard for me to. I can't respect it, but everybody make their own decisions when it comes to situations like that.
Right.
But even when a woman has the baby and she knows that she don't want to have one, what do you guys think about that part?
I still think it ain't right. That's still your child. That's your child. That's your DNA. I'm talking for me now. That's your DNA.
Hey,
That's
hold
your
on.
child.
Let me go out and come back in so I can put this sound back on.
Okay. 1 second. Did you get my message, BBO? Could you see it? Check your phone. What I just sent you. Great question. We're gonna keep this going. Keep this going. Like Freedom went to sleep. Okay, hold on 1 second.
When we get a chance to meet a guy like this who's been through, people don't understand when you a journeyman in boxing, that's one of the hardest jobs to do. So salute to
Man,
him. It sounds like he's still in. It sounds like he's still sharp. Sounds like a really good brother, man. So that's a blessing to see that because
It
when you a
is.
journeyman in boxing, man, they treat you like they throw you through the grinder, man. They
And
really
you know
do.
what, B? I want to ask you, how does that end up happening though with someone like you that's able to beat people and they know the talent you have? How do they keep on consistently coming with you on short notice instead of saying, "Well, hey man, this guy can really fight. Take the time and give him a real opportunity."
I don't know. I don't really know, bro. Like, I would have thought somebody would be like, listen, man, nah, we ain't gonna keep doing them like that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I don't know. Sometimes they just want to keep me out of the mix. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm not a yes man. They know I'm not a yes man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
maybe that's part of it too. Like, because I talk back, you're not gonna make me do nothing. I don't give a damn if you promote me and none of that.
Hmm.
Keep the money.
Yeah. BVO.
So,
Did that ever cost you any money? Because that's one thing that I have read. They put out that stuff about you being difficult to work with. Do you
Hmm.
think that that's a little bit unfair? Or do you think they're like you just didn't want to, do what they told you to do?
uh, well, I never really been difficult. You know what I'm saying? I always took the fights when they called me for them. It's when I started saying no, I became difficult.
Oh, okay. that's
You know,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying. It definitely makes sense, man. That makes
you know
sense
what I'm
right
saying?
there.
I wasn't conforming to what they had going on. And I started saying, nah, bro, I ain't doing that. Too early, too soon. I don't want that.
So I know
You
you
make
said you don't really follow us. So you don't follow any of the young guys like Shakur Sanchez, Devin Haney. You don't follow none of those new guys.
Nah, I see them sometimes, or like if they do fight, I'll watch it, something like that. Like I watch the Tank and Lamont fight, and Shakur, if he fight, I catch that, something like that. But it be periodically. It don't be like just all the time. Like I'm looking forward to these fights. But like I said, I got other stuff going on, so You know what I mean? I got music I'm doing. I'm doing verses for other people's music. You know what I'm saying? Training for my fight, doing the roles for these movies. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm
Mhm.
always that's when I'm with my kids, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always doing something different. I go fishing with my trainer and I'm on the weekends. So I'm always doing something else. You know what I'm saying? So I don't just focus on boxing. I never really even got time to even just take boxing that serious. You know what I'm saying? I never really just buckle down and be like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm having fun with the whole thing.
Mm.
Oh wow. Yeah. Go ahead, BBL.
No, I was saying that's amazing, man. Because that I used to play football, and I got a chance to play a little NFL ball. And I'll be honest with you, man, I don't watch no football now, and people don't understand because it's a grind, man. It's a grind. I played from kindergarten to I was 24 when I left Seattle, so
Right,
it was a long grind, man. Because I don't even didn't let kindergartners play football now.
right.
I'm showing my age on that one,
And see,
but
I
but
play
that
little
that
league.
being
I
said, man, I'll
you
just
know
tell you,
that.
man, salute to having a great career, man, because a lot of people don't get to have the career that you had, man. So I got to give you your flowers, as the young kids say on that one, man. To have a career and you came out healthy, you sound sharp. I mean, that's great. That's great news, man. I'm glad you didn't run into Emiliano Vargas back in the day.
I,
Hey man,
I, I probably would have whooped him too.
you wouldn't. You wouldn't. I can
You were
guarantee
up,
you
man. You said you would have whooped him up.
I whooped him
that.
too.
Yeah, I can guarantee you that, hey, champ, you definitely would have whooped Emiliano Vargas. What did you think? You said you seen the Tank and Lamont Roach fight. What do you think about that and the controversy with dealing with that fight?
Yeah,
Tank,
I thought Tank lost that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was crazy. I ain't never seen that.
mhm.
You
Yeah,
be able
that's
to call
definitely.
you ever be able to call time out in the middle of the fight?
I ain't never seen it happen before. I've never seen that happen. Never.
And the crazy part about it is everybody is arguing about this. Like like that was the thing to do. Like this is what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, it's not. This is not normal. You cannot take a knee in a fight. Bro, listen, I lost a fight doing that last July. You know what I'm saying? I took a knee. They didn't let me bring my inhaler to the corner. And it was like humid inside the place. Yeah, beforehand I took a shot, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't nothing that was like crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking I'm gonna take the knee and kind of buy myself some time and collect my stuff together. You know what I mean? Them folks straight stopped it, man.
And they stopped the fight.
Yeah. But I end up finding out later that it was Dikembe Mutombo's nephew.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay, I see.
so that's why they stopped. That's why they stopped the fight.
Yeah,
So, like
they,
you
they got
said,
they got that money behind them somewhere.
yeah, and I agree with you. There's nothing really to argue about with that situation. You can't do that, but it happened, and the
Yeah,
rematch is coming up. Do you think the rematch plays out any differently?
I think Lamont gonna actually beat him because now he know exactly what he got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, never look at it like that. I ain't never thought about that. A lot of people, Tank said he took it. A lot of people are trying to say that him and Tank are good friends, so Tank kind of took it easy. I don't believe he took it easy. I believe the styles make fights, and I just think it was a great fight.
If that's the case, him and Ryan should have went that way. All of them
Yep.
been scoring each other just throughout these years, so all of them came up through the amateurs. All of them friends.
Yep. Yeah, you right about that. They definitely all friends, and that tells you everything. And Lamont Roach, you know what I'm saying? I think he was a better fighter than people thought he would be. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right. Cause I thought he was gonna get him out of there. When he started touching him up, I'm like, oh snap, maybe we got to fight here, man.
Free. You got anything?
Oh no, no, no. Me and Boone have chopped it up many times
Okay,
before.
okay. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure before you get out of here. Let me ask you a question because it's a big fight and opportunity coming up for Terrence Bud Crawford, and Canelo Alvarez. I favor Canelo in that fight for certain reasons. I'm rooting for Bud, but I got my reason for thinking that Canelo's gonna win. How do you think that fight plays out?
I think Bud gonna get stopped, man.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Mm,
Yeah. He even though he won at 154, and I understand he got. I'm a Bud fan. I love Bud. Bud can fight, but you couldn't really move Buddy at 154.
right.
You basically just had to box around, kind of like pot shot, and you know what I'm saying? Like you really couldn't hurt him. So how could you jump from not just 54, but that's another two weight classes,
Yeah,
160 to 168. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna beat the pound for pound champ that done fought everybody, that done fought every style, that done fought fight that was everybody in each weight class to get there, and been sitting in this weight class for maybe like what, the last 5, 10 years.
yeah,
So you gonna just jump up from 147, 135 and beat a dude that's like heavyweight?
yeah. I can't see it happening. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you said it because a lot of people don't want to say it. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to.
Yeah.
I think it's a great payday for Bud. Uh, Shout out to him, but I can't see it. I don't know. Maybe. Do you know who Virgil Ortiz is?
Yeah, I know who Virgil is.
You think there would be a better matchup for Bud as far as if he was going to take on another challenge?
I would think he should get a fight like of a lesser guy, 168, to see how he fared at 168. You know what I'm saying? So he can kind of gauge where he at now and then. Like if you gonna fight Canelo at 168, fight a dude like Caleb Plant or somebody like that.
Yeah, that would be a tough fight.
Or even like a Jamal Charlo. Or
Yeah, yeah,
or
and Jamal Charlo making a return too as well. Him and Jamel,
you know what I'm saying?
both of
So
them.
like fight like the guys that got that similar style, like a Jaime Munguia, somebody like that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Jaime
Yeah,
McGill.
I agree for sure.
What you say, Free?
I said, nah, I agree for sure. That's the one thing that I've always said. I said, Bud moving up. I mean, this probably the one few times that I actually will be rooting for Bud because I'm not real big on Bud. I don't like the way he moved, and he kind of put down some of the fans when he was before he fought Earl, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But I can't deny his skills. His skill level,
Right,
he's one of the best out there.
right,
But when you had the issues and the problems with Magnavov at 54, I can't see you going there beating the best guy at 68 unless you already are acclimated at that weight class. See, now Bud's skill level, yeah, he might skill wise, he might be able to mess with a guy like Canelo Alvarez because everybody said, "Oh, Bud skill this, Bud skill that," but we got to remember Canelo Alvarez is not lack of skill. Canelo
right.
Alvarez is very skilled as well. I mean,
Yeah,
so it's like, okay, we see Bud skill, but we forget that Canelo Alvarez got skilled as well. So I just wish that Bud would have took a tune-up fight to get acclimated at the weight because yeah, he got guys in his training camp that he's sparring with, but those are with 16-ounce gloves. He's not getting real live action at 68 with a guy that's trying to beat you. These guys
Right.
know you are working on something to get ready for Canelo. They're not going to mess up the money. These are guys that's in your camp. They're not going to mess up the money. You're talking about fighting somebody that's trying to beat you. And like I said, he's the best guy at 68 right now. So I just don't. I find it a hard climb, a hard hill for Bud to climb, and I hope he does beat Canelo. To be honest with you, I hope he does. I will be happy for Bud, and I will be happy that Canelo got beat because you should have fought David Benavidez. But to say that he realistically, I think he's going to beat him. Nah, I don't think he's going to beat him.
yeah, definitely. Before you go, champion, I'll let you get out of here. You said you got a fight coming up real soon, right?
Yeah, May 3rd.
May 3rd. How many more fights do you see yourself taking before you say, well, I'm gonna call it tonight?
I give myself like a year and a half, 2 years, man. I don't, I'm starting to get to the point now where the training is becoming a problem. Not saying that I can't do it. I don't feel like it no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And taking off days and like telling my trainer, man, I'll be there and then don't show up, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I really want to go in on the training side, you know what I'm saying, and keep my knowledge in the game, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. That would be a great move right there. Have you been working with any young fighters?
Yeah, we got a couple in the gym. We got one, he will be fighting at like 178. His name Aiden St. Clair. Be on the lookout for him. We got Austin Gibson. Be on the lookout for him. We got Luca, Keith Burnside, that's in the gym with us. All them guys is like, yeah, they nice with it. You know what I mean? And even like
Definitely.
even like they got trainers, but every day still let me, you know what I mean, give my input and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And everybody they're receptible for me talking to them. So everybody they accept everything that I gotta say. You know what I mean? So that's a big thing for me.
Definitely. Definitely.
Sure.
Anything else free before we get out of here?
Nah, man. I mean, I can't wait to see you on May 3rd. Hopefully you get a knockout like you usually do. And I'm gonna be rooting for you like I always do.
Yeah, man. This one right here. I gotta do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause I dropped the last two. You know what I mean? So and it's just I don't know. The last one was going through a lot, going through a breakup and all this stuff, and the first one, it's just you know being like fully ready. You know what I mean? But this one,
Yeah,
I'm going to make a statement with this one.
yeah. Oh,
Definitely,
I
man.
got
We look.
another food video I'm gonna send your way. I got another food video I'm gonna send your way.
Got you. My,
Man. Well, I
Yeah,
definitely, man, appreciate having you, man. It's an honor talking with you, and I definitely will be checking out your fight, man. I can't wait to see what you do, taking care of business, and
sir.
man, keep doing what you're doing, making movies and doing everything you do, man. Take us on out, free.
man, I appreciate you coming through, man. You already know it's all love on this side, and we will be rooting
Sir.
for you. And hopefully we can have you come back up after you get your victory.
No doubt, man. I'm gonna see if it's a link. If it's the link, I'm gonna definitely hit y'all off with the link. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can
Okay.
watch it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Most
Definitely,
definite. Most
definitely,
definite. Appreciate you
man.
coming through, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This Sports Talk
All right.
Network, CDK, man. Y'all seen what it is and know what it is. Check us out. We doing our thing, and we out of here.